Manifest a specific person with Neville Goddard's techniques. Did you know that Neville Goddard tells us exactly how to manifest a special person in our lives? As a matter of fact, Neville shows a step-by-step procedure of how to attract a specific person in the third chapter of The Law and the Promise. Let me first explain more about this, and I will give you the exact steps a bit later in the video, and also some tips and tricks about the combination of the techniques he used. Check the timestamps and skip if you wish, and also I will give you some links in the description so you can check out some of the techniques. Neville, in the third chapter of The Law and the Promise, mentions a woman that manifested her future husband even though the chances were slim. This woman, L.S.E, her initials, went on a blind date and met a man that she wanted to marry, but she had to move because of her job. And also the friend that introduced her to this man had to move away as well. A few months later, the man found her, and a month later, after he found her, he proposed. The woman mentions that she revised every day. She used Neville's revision technique before falling asleep, and she imagined that she was not in her bed. But she was in a different bed. She was married and she had a ring on her finger. And she exclaimed, "This is wonderful! Isn't this wonderful technique while at the state akin to sleep, such?" She did that every night for a month, and even though she didn't know his feelings, she continued doing it, and she imagined from the wish fulfilled. All the steps are given by Neville. First step. Try to revise your day every night before falling asleep. When he says revise, he means his revision technique. Second step. Try to visualize clearly and enter into the revised scene, which could be the imaginal solution of your problem. The revised imaginal structure may have a great influence on others, but that is not your concern. Everyone is you, pushed out. Third step. By using her imagination radically instead of conservatively, by building her world out of pure dreams of fancy rather than using images supplied by memory, she brought about the fulfillment of her dream. Important tips. Number 1. The woman mentioned in the lecture, she used the revision every night until her wish was real. Don't be afraid to do it as often as you like. Number 2. She did that while at the such state, the state akin to sleep. 3. She tried to incorporate the "Isn't it wonderful" technique in the procedure combined with imagination and the state akin to sleep. 4. She used the imagination radically, not conservatively, and she felt the desire as if it was real until it became fact and manifested. 5. You don't have to worry about the L.S.E and his or her feelings. With this technique you can change their feelings. Everyone is you, pushed out. Next, Neville's extract follows as it is, so you can see it as well. L.S.E writes, "Last August, while on a blind date, I met a man I wanted to marry. This happens sometimes, and it happened to me. He was everything I had ever thought of as a desirable in a husband. 2 days after this enchanted evening, it was necessary for me to change my place of residence because of my work. And in that same week, the mutual friend who had introduced me to this man moved away from the city. I realized that the man I had met probably did not know my new address, and frankly, I was not sure he knew my name. After your last lecture, I spoke to you of this situation. Although I had plenty of other dates, I could not forget this one man. Your lecture was based on revising our day, and after speaking to you, I determined to revise my day every day. Before going to sleep that night, I felt I was in a different bed, in my own home as a married woman, and not as a single working girl, sharing an apartment with 3 other girls. I twisted an imaginary wedding band on my imaginary left hand, saying over and over to myself, "This is wonderful. I really am Mrs. J.E." And I fell asleep in what was a moment before a waking dream. I repeated this imaginary scene for 1 month, night after night. The first week in October, he found me. On our second date, I knew my dreams were rightly placed. Your teaching tells us to live in the end of our desire until that desire becomes fact. So, although I did not know how he felt toward me, I continued night after night, living in the feeling of my dream realized. The result? In November, he proposed. In January, we announced our engagement. And the following May, we were married. The loveliest part of it all, however, is that I am happier than I ever dreamed possible, and I know in my heart he is too. Mrs. J.E. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Please, if you enjoy our content, you can like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you next time. Thanks for watching.